This is a box of A-level revision that I did in exam season. These are genuinely disorganised scraps of paper that I used / created in A-level exam season. So let's go through the reality of an A-star student's A-level revision. First off, we have this refill pad that's absolutely just full of math. Notice how it's not in any way, shape or form aesthetic. Okay, this actually isn't maths, this is economics. As you can see, 21 out of 25. Oh, I need to revise tariff. With maths, I would answer all of the questions. If I got something wrong, I would then go through the working of how I could get it right. I did this in another colour because when I had finished my practice question, I would make sure I found another question like this, or if I fundamentally didn't understand it, I would go and watch a YouTube video on it. I also did business studies. The business I revised by having like positives and negatives for literally every topic. There's a benefit of this, what's the drawback? And then using this to create chains of analysis. Okay, this is for stat. Yep, test, conditions, example, little visual. This is like formal notes for me. I'm aware you might not do stats, but even for the stats part of A-level math, I would have these summary sheets. When do you do each test? What assumptions do you need? Highlighting things I always forgot. So I always forgot, okay, that's n, not root n, not n squared, example. I did this for GCSE. And we're back on economics. So this is me planning answers to these questions. 12 marker, this would be my chain of analysis in short, and my evaluation. The highlighting is what did it say in the mark scheme? Did I talk about it in enough detail? Similarly to business, I would have positives and negatives and basically try and form chains of analysis out of these. These are my evaluative points. Okay, scale of chains. What positive does this relate to? You can't just have positive and then evaluation. They need to be linked. It needs to be in context. As you can see, there is no order to that. This is maths. I always talk about having plastic wallets. Obviously, there's nothing in here now, but what I did have in here, theme 3, organizer, unfinished diagram poster, which obviously I had to do. Labour market practice question, and then my January mock. And this would go into my actual ring binder, which I have somewhere. The things I always got wrong, I would put on flashcards. For some reason, I could never remember this in A-level math. Obviously, large data set. You quite simply just need to remember this stuff. I had a Quizlet set for the large data set. As you can see, this has white tack on it. It was stuck on my wall. I am not going to go through the whole box and put you through that, but hopefully this gives you some sort of insight, how you can revise, you can plan answers, put things that you always forget or you definitely need to know on flashcards. When you are marking your answers, make sure it is clear to your future self what it is that you got wrong and then why you got it wrong and then how you get it right, and immediately do something about that gap in your knowledge. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments. You can also find quite a lot of these maths and economic cheat sheets, I guess. The link is in my bio. They're on my Buy Me a Coffee.